Yes, yes. Y'all already know how this go, man. It's your homie HerbMan. Listen, you back upside the head with another hot banger boogie. Please go tell somebody. Go tell somebody. Home. And if you're new to the program, welcome. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all the platforms at Love HerbMan. Let's go ahead and get that DJ. Let's get into that volume a little bit, Lord, please. But yes, we want you guys to please come on into the building. Understand that we are here. We must be something you good, and it must be something clear for you to understand my idea. All right? Have no fear, for you are here. All right? Have no fear. You are here to the HerbMan Show. All right? So welcome. Please, everybody, come on in. Go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is in. I am your neighborhood holistic practitioner. I'm your homie HerbMan. All we do simply here on the HerbMan Show is teach people how to heal themselves. And you cannot heal yourself if you do not know thyself. So we teach about the human frame and the human design so that you can be happiness, wholeness, and wellness. All right. So this is the free information station. All right. There's nothing that you got to pay for to listen to this information on this station. The only way to pay for this information is by paying attention. And how you simply do that is by double tapping that screen. It's getting us up to 100,000 likes doing this live. And once we get to 1,000 likes, we'll get into the subject matter at hand. All right. So I ain't the person to go play. Okay. I'm not the person to go scroll around and go fool around with on your little thumb pocket that you Palm Pilot, that you call your little TikTok or Instagram. I'm not one of those people. If you are looking for healing in your relationships, in the social parameters in which you're in or inundated in your finances, in your health, you came to the right place. There should never be a person that needs to go to a doctor and a pastor. Both of them need to be one and the same, because you have a duality within you that requires both attention at all times, doing your health care. And when you are willing and ready to listen to wealth and health advice, tips, then you must understand that it is the same person that must deliver those information, because without a healthy mind, there will never be a wealthy pocket. Be that I got to go to this man for one thing and this man for another. I should never have to go to a wealthy and a doctor for that. It should be all encompassing of all and everything that I won't care. I need somebody to be able to care for all of me. And there are so many different facets of you that you don't think nobody know and nobody understands about you. But when we are bringing to you today and every day that we come on here from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, coming live from South Africa, is we're coming to you, teaching you from TikTok and YouTube how to understand the other parts of you and value what they bringing into the table into your life. See, if you don't value your spiritual state, then you undercutting your energy levels in this particular paradigm. If you lower self and energy, if you don't value feminine energy, if you don't value these different compartments of you, these different dynamics of you that are going to be needed when you're walking through these particular differential dimensions, in particular in this paradigm, then you're going to know that these things are calling for different tools and assets. Anybody ever play Super Mario? Anybody ever play Super Mario Brothers? Put some ones in the chat real quick. If anybody ever played Super Mario Brothers, please put some ones in the chat. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm your homie HerbMan. Please go tell somebody to go tell somebody, because I should have way more than motherfucking 16 people in my life. That's something that we don't even play with. Okay? That's 17 people in my life. That's something that we don't even play with. So I don't know what's going on with TikTok. They won't give y'all the notifications or whatever going on, but we don't even play like that. So please get them numbers up. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and successfully buy out of this live. And I tell y'all, I appreciate your time and your love. Live, dog. I don't talk to nobody. That ain't something that I do. Okay? So we got to fix this some kind of way. So I'm going to give y'all a little time to fix this viewership. I'm going to give y'all a little time to fix that. Okay? Y'all know I don't play with no 7. I looked up and 17 people. What the hell? 17 people? I ain't got number 17. I ain't never had 17 people in the live since I've been started this shit. We don't do 17 people, you guys. Okay? We don't do 30 people. We don't do 50 work and tell people to go tell people that. Now you can set the phone down. You can put it on your TV. You can put it on your radio. You can set it down by your coworker. You can put it down on the table and let the family listen while you're doing breakfast this morning. Whatever it is that you're doing, you can just put me around the dinner table and let me be able to serenade you on what it takes to be happy, whole, and well, which also means what it takes to be wealthy, which also means what it takes to do this thing. Again, I didn't tell you I was coming live from Alabama. I didn't say I was coming live from Georgia. I didn't say I was coming live from South Carolina. I ain't got nothing against them places. I didn't say I was coming live from New York. I didn't say I was coming live from Australia. I said I was coming live from Africa, South Africa, okay? So we know that then this information has catapulted some type of dimensional in my life to get me from American soil 2 months ago to South Africa today. And I've been doing this for the last 5 years. So what I'm telling you is that we know that I'm using this little understanding that I bring into the table on TikTok and YouTube to show you that it can move you in a way. Now, if y'all don't want to, I mean, I got babies on the way, man. I'm 46 years old. Y'all seen, I know how to do workout, push-ups. I eat good. I live good. I eat 1 time a day. I'm traveling. I'm living my life. If y'all didn't know where I live at in America, I'm balling in America. You understand what I'm trying to say? So at the end of the day, baby, we good. You understand what I'm trying to say? We living, and I'm trying to give you the understanding that when you're looking at people on social media and you're trying to figure out why they doing what they doing, how they get over there in South Africa, why they got the big house and the big car, why they doing out there, because some folk are putting in work. There's some folk out here that are actually utilizing some stuff that they done learned in this dimension and putting it to practice, and that practice is actually illuminating in their life. Okay? So it's worth listening to. From the poor man to the rich man, I'm worth listening to. From the sick person to the healed person, I'm worth listening to. Okay? Just for a small second. Small second of your time. I don't want to take up all your time space, all your mind space. Just for a little bit. I want to teach you a dynamic in when they tell you about how to get in tune with nature. So again, I just went over your health care and what's important about your health care, right? Telling you about the dynamics in which healthcare, a umbrella approach, synopsis of different things that encompasses who we are as individuals. There are a lot of different things about us, but they end up going into, okay? They end up going into 4 categories, which we call the 4 elements. Okay? They end up going into 4 categories, which we call the 4 elements. Okay? Right? A lot of different phases of life. The fire element is your mental health department of life. Okay? The fire element. The air element is your spiritual health department of life. Okay? The earth element is your physical health department of life, and the water element is your emotional health department of life. Okay, so those are really the 4 major, I would say, uh, 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 prime categories, and then you can add a different subcategories to these things to make it be this big plethora of information that you wanted to have. But the first thing that you must understand, and this is why we call these videos today strategy, right? The strategy behind how do I get well, how do I get happy, how do I get whole, and how do I get in tune with nature? That's what we're talking about today, right? So the fire element is the mental health, the air element is the spiritual health, the earth element is the physical health, and the water element is the emotional health department of life. Now, also, what you're finna realize here is that not only did we just discuss that these are the health departments of life, but there are also organs in our bodies. There are organs in our bodies that is the energy source for those health departments. It's just like when you work at your job and that department, this department, but you got different equipment, different lights. You got the electricity, all this stuff that's got to be adjudicated to those departments. So if you got a maintenance department in your building, then you're going to need more power outlets. You're going to need more this and more that in order for those guys to be able to get the right equipment in that to facilitate the maintenance of that particular building. So say every department got what they need in there. Some departments got more printers, some department got more computers, some department ain't got no printer or no computer. Some departments got this and some got that, but it's whatever is needed to facilitate or to power that department. So now the fire department, this is going to be the liver, gallbladder, and the pancreas. So in essence, the digestive system, okay? In essence, the digestive system. This is what I'm teaching y'all today that I haven't been showing you guys before, okay? The air element is essentially going to be what? In the way that I do it. Different else, any other medical astrologist, whatever, you find out that they may disagree with this as far as what they learned. This is what I got in my unctions and my ancestors, okay? The air element then is going to involve the blood, okay, and the lung, okay? So blood disorders, that means autoimmune disorders. That means a lot of the immune system, a lot of the autoimmune issues, all of that, air, okay? The earth element is going to be kidneys and spleen, okay? Kidneys and spleen. The spleen is the blood bank. So whatever you ain't got in the blood bank, you ain't got. So you ain't got no more calcium, no more magnesium, you ain't got no more sodium, you ain't got potassium, you ain't got nothing left in the bank, you ain't got nothing to work with. All right. And then the water element is going to be obviously the lymphatic. All right, / immune. Okay. So now these are the energy sources that runs those departments. Okay. These are the energy sources that runs those departments of life that we just talked about. Fire being your mental health, air being your spiritual health, earth being your physical health, and water being your emotional health. All right. Now, let's keep it moving. I'm going to erase this. So if you're listening right now, I'm going to teach you the whole gambit. Okay. So not only do the 4 elements now start to give us some directives to body systems, as well as departments, okay, then we can start understanding even science. So carbon, okay, carbon, okay, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, okay? These are CONH, which is going to be the four pillars of atoms or the four pillars of materialism, all on the four elements, okay? Hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, and nitrogen, all the four elements, okay? Let's keep it moving. I'm going to keep it moving. You guys, look, you keep tapping, I'll keep talking. Let's get us up to 100K. If you keep tapping, I'll keep talking. Let's get us up to 100K, okay? I'm just going to walk you through what we're doing here. These, all right? Now we're getting off into chakras, okay? So the chakras are 1 through 7. That's what you know. But in actuality, the numbering system is from 0 through 9. Okay, by multiples of 12, right? So 0 through 9, 12s, you'll see that once you get to the 12, that's really what numbers stop at. But it's just multiples of 12, multiples of numbers that we see today. But it actually stops at 12, and the digits, these are the digits. The digits are here, 0 through 9. The multiples or the addings is up to 12. Why we say that? Because there's going to be 9 or 12 numbers in life path. In the life path, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 22, and 33. These are what you call life path numbers, right? Everybody know that? Put some ones in the chat if y'all know that these are life path numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 22, and 33. Okay? But you didn't know that none of these numbers go outside of 9 because the digits are only 9 and the addition of multiplications only go up to 12. Every number is a multiple of 12. If you lived 100 years old right now, if you lived 100 years old, okay, and you quantify how many hours of the day is 100 years old, you'll come up with 660. You'll come up with 87,660 hours if you live to be 100 years old. Okay, 8 and 7 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 6 and 6 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 6 plus 3 equals 9. All the numbers come up no higher than 9. Okay, so that's a 100-year-old person. Every hour on the planet, you'll live 87,660 hours, which come up to the number 9. 9 is the number of completion. 9 is a spiritual number. 9 is a number that must be reckoned with. And because I said 9, then now let's walk you through the chakras. You think it's 7 chakras, but those 7 chakras are actually 9 motherfuckers, and you got to understand what they do because they're a planet that hold 2 positions. The same planet that holds the position for Gemini holds the position for Virgo, and that's Mercury. The same planet that holds the position for Taurus holds the position for another planet, and that's Venus, right? So we got to understand that there are certain 2 positions, and therefore we can start to come up with understanding how 12 numbers can get into 4 or can get into 9 or to 3 with the yin yang. Teaching you about strategy and understanding numbers. So now in the chakras, the water elements are going to be 2. Is going to be 1. Air is going to be 4. Fire is going to be 3. Water is going to be Let me get my bearings. 22, 33, 5, 7. These are the chakras. Okay, these are your chakras. So the first chakra and the fifth chakra represents the earth element. That represents your physical health. The second chakra and the seventh chakra represents the water element. That is your emotional health. The fourth chakra, the sixth chakra, okay, this 11 I got to erase because 11 is actually here with the 2. Okay, because 11 breaks down to 2. Okay, so it's in actuality it's 4, 6, 22, and 33. And the only reason why it's 22 and 33 is because these two numbers break down into 4 and 6. Okay, you see? So now when you're looking at this sequence, you can say earth, water, fire, air. Earth, air, water, fire, fire, water, air, air. That's a code that you don't know nothing about. Earth, water, fire, air. Earth, air, water, fire. Fire, water, air, air is the code of the life path numbers. Okay? 3, 8, and 9 represents the fire element, which is your mental health. All right? So now we got the chakras all in the particular 4 elements, and we got the life path numbers in the 4 elements. Okay, how many of you guys see this real quick? Let me stop real quick and make sure y'all are understanding. How many of y'all are watching me and learning? Okay, if you got questions or concerns, please let us know in your TikTok or your YouTube page. All right. This is the information that you get in your owner's manual for your funky measly $50 in what we're trying to teach you about the information that's decoded in your birthday. Numbers. Okay. You got to have somebody that know how to talk to nature. We know how to talk to nature through the language of numbers. And that's going to give us the remedies that you need to get the hump of your life. So that's what we're offering you guys. See it, but owner's manual as a program to be able to alleviate all the things you got going on, but you got to do the work, and you got to be able to do what it takes to get you spiritually and emotionally and physically and mentally balanced. All right, and your owner's manual is going to do all of that for you by telling you what you need to do. All you got to do is invest in it and be able to do it. And for a funky measly $50, that's what we do. And we don't need no blood type, no blood sample, no hair sample, no saliva sample, no stool sample. We don't need to poke you, prod you, poke you. We ain't gonna be invasive or intrusive. All we want is your funky birthday, and we'll let nature do the rest. Okay, let nature tell you the foods and the herbs and everything that you need to do, lifestyle activities that you need to do to get you back into balance with nature. So the first thing is, how do I get in balance with nature? Well, what is the frequency of nature that I need to get back into balance on? So nature's frequency is what? An eye-whopping 7.8 hertz. Okay, 7.8 hertz. You have something in your brain that can get you there called the theta brain waves. Okay, theta brain waves. So here for the next couple of minutes or so, we're going to be able to get you into those theta brain waves so that you'll be able to see what this sounds like and what this feels like when you are able to get this into your system for you to understand these things. Okay. Now, when you're at the theta and when you're at the theta brain waves, you're at this particular the enemy of death riding that and being a nemesis to that. My whole paradigm here, and every time I keep coming back, keep reincarnating, keep whatever, I'm not realizing that the battle is between death and everlasting life. The battle is between reality and superficiality. The superficiality is this heaven you're dreaming of. This superficiality is this conjugated of blessed in. This superficiality is this afterlife, this everlasting life that I'm living with the reality that motherfuckers is dying around this bitch. So now I have this battle in me against reality and superficiality, against reality and my imagination, against what's real nature, against what's God in my mind, against what's bad in the earth, against what's good in my spirit, against what fake to what's real. You have this ongoing duality, this ongoing battle within. So what happens is death take over your consciousness, and then you start to realize that there's no way out of reality. There's no way out of reality. So therefore, what you do is then you conjugate up reality and you speed up the paradigm in which you unalive yourself. And you can unalive yourself from being in the dope game, the games, the stealing, the thieving, the whatever you involved in. The lying, the cheating, whatever it is you're doing. You can speed up this scenario because you've just realized that, you know what? The reality of it is that I gotta die from something. How many of you ever heard somebody say, good, everybody gotta leave away from him for something. So go and leave my pig feet alone. Everybody gonna leave away from him for something, so go ahead and leave my new popes alone. Everybody gotta leave away from him for something, so go ahead and leave my Johnny Walker alone. Everybody gotta leave away from him for something. So it's addiction alone in me, right? So my point is because that death consciousness took hold. Okay, it took hold. It took hold. And what we don't want to do is allow these things to take hold within us. But you got to learn how to ride the waves of your consciousness. Your consciousness is a daily up and down wave. Just like your blood pressure, just like your blood sugar, just like your consciousness, which means just like your mind. It's a constant up and down cyclical understanding of thought processes that's happening within you on a day in and day out basis. If nobody on social media has ever told you today that they know how your mind works because they know how their mind works, and they just want to tell you they understand. They understand how you can have these thoughts of egregious behavior and thoughts of good behavior. They understand why sometimes you can think of doing the most selfless thing on the planet. And then they also can understand why you can think about doing the selfish thing on the planet. We can understand why you can think about helping everybody. We can understand why you can only think about helping yourself. We understand. Somebody got to understand the human dynamic, the human frame, the human design. You got to be able to let folks know we understand how your mind works. My mind worked the same way. You was talking, I wasn't paying no attention. So I know sometimes when I talk to you, you ain't paying no motherfucking attention. It's how the mind works. It's okay. I want you to know that I see you, but I also want you to know that I understand. We understand that sometimes that woman don't want to do shit. And sometimes he don't want to do nothing. Sometimes the children don't want to do nothing. You got to understand the human frame and the human design so you can start giving passes to these particular experiences that's happening within the mind. Understand how to ride these ups and downs of your mind. Some people think that David and Solomon is really real when David represents Aries and Solomon represents Libra. They're not real people. That's why there's no grave for them. But you don't understand the mind. Aries is your mind. David was what? Intelligent. David was about war. What rules Aries? Mars. Solomon was about peace. What's the opposite of chaos and war? Peace. Aries, Solomon, Libra. Fair. I want to rightly divide the word of truth, is what Solomon asked God. He was a Libra. It was about Libra. It was about the duality of the mind. David is this chaotic, this warring, I want to fight, I want to approach it in a particular dynamic mindset, while Libra is the, let's sit back, let's digest it, let's see what's going on, and let's see if we can be diplomatic about the situation and come to a peaceful conclusion. It's the duality within a person. David and Solomon don't mean there was a real David and Solomon. Have you ever heard that before? David and Solomon don't mean a real David and Solomon. Cain and Abel don't mean a real Cain and Abel. Adam and Eve ain't real people. They are dimensions of this mind. So again, David is this Aries of the mind, while Solomon is the Libra. It's the opposite of the two. So I got to get you to understand that even the Bible is talking you and walking you through the journey of the mind. All of those people were inspired by God to tell what? To tell you the story of the journey of the mind, how the mind can have you believing in this shit and doing this stuff and going this place and doing that place, but having you ultimately being adventurous in the earth plane and being adventurous in the earth experience. But it just they all just writing to you, telling you about the journey of the mind, how the mind thought of this and the mind thought of that. And because the mind thought of that, it took us there. And the mind thought of that and it took us over here. And the mind thought of this and it took us over here. And the mind thought of this and it took us over here. But this is all the mind, the man's journey of how the mind is reacting to the stimuli of the earth experience. What is your response? If you fight against a low tide, you miss opportunity. If you fight against a high tide, you miss opportunity. If it's your physical time in life, but you're operating spiritually, then guess what? You're going to run the body down spiritually. If you're operating in a spiritual time physically and not using your spiritual powers, then you'll run the body down physically. You got to know when these times, because guess what? You're trying to get 120 years. If we can get 120, we can do 340, we can do 240, we can do 360, we can do everlasting. So to teach you this understanding of how to balance you out is everything that you need to hear. But the bottom line is, how strategic are you going to be in this if you don't know this information? And for your funky measly $50, that's what we are giving to you and ushering to you for the funky measly $50 that it is. You get all of this, the foods, the herbs, and everything into your consultation. So, but the end of the day, to not know this is a continuation of the curse on your life. To be honest with you, the curse on your life is not spousal abuse. The curse on your life is not gang banging. The curse on your life is not high blood pressure and diabetes. The curse on your life is ignorance. I'm trying not to be hard on y'all, man. You know I love y'all. Okay? I love y'all. The curse on your life is not these diseases, it's not these things. The curse on your life is ignorance. The people perish due to the lack of knowledge of what? Of their nature. Men have a propensity to do certain things. Women have a propensity to do certain things, or a tendency to do certain things. With your birthday, we're telling you what that tendency is for that funky measly $50. And we call it the owner's manual. If you guys are interested in the owner's manual, please DM us and we'll get you that information. Just with a birthday. Because what we're trying to show you is this alter ego, this other part of you that you just resistant to venture into because it's the unknown about you, and don't nobody else is venturing in it in their life. So you ain't seeing nobody go over here and fucking with this. So therefore, it's uncomfortable for you to do it because it's uncomfortable for everybody to do it. The pastor ain't even fucking with this shit over here by himself. The doctor ain't fucking with this shit about himself. The president ain't fucking with this shit over here by himself. Why in the hell you want me to fuck with this part of me? So I get it. I understand the question. Ain't nobody else dealing with this part of them, man. Why they with it? Because this is the part of you that needs to be rectified. So the Libras is you can be a very peaceful person. And you'll find that a lot of Aries are very so peaceful that they don't really want to initiate. And you'll find a lot of Libras that are very head on, very, very dramatic, right? But they both give you the qualities of peace and chaos. The Taurus can see the beauty in everything. But the Scorpio in the Taurus can see your ugliness too. And the Scorpio ain't just a person that can just see the ugliness. The Scorpio is also the person that can see the beauty in you at a fault. That because they see so much good in you, they'll fuck with you knowing good well that bullshit you doing. These are Taurus and Scorpio. The Gemini can get bored, very bored, undercoating of a spirit that can come over them and just allow them to just be very in a somber state. But they also can be very passionate when they find something that they love to do. Okay? And so that's the Sagittarian quality in the Gemini is that passion. And Sagittarius can be very passionate. And Sagittarius can also be easily bored. The Gemini in you. The Cancer can be always trying to keep things together and keep family together and keep everybody together. Old family reunion face ass. But there's part of the Cancer that even though they're good and known for keeping things together, they can also tie some shit up. They'll rip a relationship up. They'll fuck some shit up because that's the Capricorn in them. And a Capricorn who used to fucking shit up can find themselves keeping things together because of the Cancer part of the Capricorn in them. So you see the dynamic of the value of the hidden thing, the hidden agenda. You see the value, right? There's some Leos that's going to be willing to show you their heart. But then there's some Leos that say, fuck that, I ain't going to show you my heart, but I'll show you how smart I am. I'll show you my mind. But that's the Aquarian in the Leo, showing of the mind. And there's some Aquariuses out here that know they smart, but fuck it, I'm going to show you my heart. I'll show you how much I love you instead of being all intellectual because I see that you ain't on that level. So you got some Aquariuses that'll show you their heart, knowing that they're brilliant people and they can show you their mind. And when an Aquarius shows you their heart, that is the Leoing quality within that Aquarius. That's not an Aquarian quality. Virgos can be showing you how resistant they can be in something. Very investigative, very protective, very God on everything. I don't know who you are. So very resistant to different things. But also you can find a lot of Virgos that can let loose. Well, the letting loose in a Virgo is the Piscean quality in a Virgo. And you can find Pisces that can be very loose, but you can also find some Pisces very restrictive because they in church, they belief system, they this, they that, they very restricted. They got rules and regulations for everything. Some Pisces, but that's the Virgo in you, Pisces. So it is this other part of you that you have not valued. And this other part of you is what I'm trying to teach you about in your honest man. That you must value the spiritual part of you. You must value the lower self, the body. You must value the feminine energy. You must value the high time or the high consciousness in you. You must value the right side, the right brain, whatever you want to call it. You must value these things in you. You must value the darkness. You must value what you ain't good at. Because what you ain't good at is what's going to bring you to the place where you are great at. Once you work on what you're not good at, it's going to bring you to the place of greatness. If you know you ain't got no left hand, but you got a right hand, once you start working on your left hand, then can't nobody stop a double-handed person. So it's when you work on the undervalued, it's when you work on the neglect, is when you're able to be balanced. Okay? So how do we know these things? By your birthday. All right? So simply, real quick, this is what you would get in the owner's manual, and this is what you would get with being strategic, with understanding how to ride these waves. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. This goes deep, okay? There are 3 different deacons. Per zodiac. Now, I'm just not introducing this. This is not in your owner's manual. It won't be there, so don't ask me. But I'm finna show y'all something. So 36, right? That should be 36. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Oh, your boy good. 36 deacons. Okay? Each one of these deacons represents 3 years. Yeah, I said I'm going to do a little teaching today. Okay, they represent 3 years. So when you tell me your birthday, I can really consolidate this all the way down to time and year. Okay. Also times of days. Okay. I already told Aries. Aries is from, so let's do it like this. Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Let's do it like this, you guys. Please keep tapping the screen. I'll keep talking. Let's get us up to 100K. All right? Let's get us up to 100K, or I'm going to call it a night on y'all. All right? I ain't got to teach y'all this. I'm just trying to, because I know that this is what you are missing. All right? It is what you're missing in your health journey. If you're looking for health and wealth, you came to the right place. Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Okay? Then we're going to go Cancer. All right? Leo. Virgo. All right, then we go Libra. All right, then we go Scorpio. Then we got the Sag, the Cap, the Corn, the Aquarius. And then we got the Pisces. Okay? Now, if you look at this up here, we're going to be able to show you something very, very quickly here. Again, we can tell you exactly what age these things are happening in. Okay? We're going to be able to tell you exactly what age these things are happening in, and for you to be able to understand that these are seasons, okay? So you know Aries, this is spring. This is your summer. This is your fall. This is your winter. Your birthday, and in 1 second, watch how I show you how to bury down into when things are happening in your life, okay? I don't do this on the owner's manual because it's just too freaking much information. Look, I want to be able to give y'all the best information, the most effective. We try to stay on the health consciousness of it all, but at the end of the day, for a funky measly $50, we feel like we're giving you as much as needed in order for you to be able to get back healthy and get back into balance. But it is a lot of information that can be derived and pulled from your birthday. Okay, so real quick, somebody give me their birthday at the count of 3, YouTube or TikTok. It don't matter where it's at. Let's look at the left. Let me show you what I mean by doing this. Okay, so Tanya Manning, Tanya Morgan, I'm not going to do you because you paid for yours, Tanya. Okay, you paid for yours, so I'm not going to do you here. Fresh Cookie, so 214.87. 214.87. Okay, so 214.87, you're going to get 121 to 221, which is going to make you a what? An Aquarius, right? So now we got to look at what deacon. Okay, so 214.87 is going to be in the 3rd deacon of Aquarius. Okay, so that's going to be right here. Okay, so that's actually where she was born, in the 3rd deacon of Aquarius, which means she didn't spend all 10 years in Aquarius. She only got 3 years of Aquarius, 3.3 years of Aquarius. Okay, all right. She got 3.3 years of Aquarius. That's what she at. Now, what is her current situation? 87, so that means that she's 38. So now you're going to look at this and you're going to say 10, 20, 30, 40. So now here is, this is why I want to change it at. I'm glad I stopped right there. That's why I want to change it at. For her, it's not really 10, it's 3. So if I really, really want to know exactly where this person coordinate is at, then that's what I do. So 3, 13, right? Because that's 10, right? So 3, 13, 23, 33. So you got 33 in Taurus. So then you had 36. So you're right here in Gemini. You're right here in between the deacon. Okay? So you're basically in the 2nd deacon of Gemini. So you see how I got you down to a science. You're in the 2nd deacon of Gemini. Now, the times, which are here, the times are from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. All right? Taurus is from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Gemini is from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Cancer is from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Leo is from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Virgo is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Libra is from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Scorpio is from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Sagittarius is from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Capricorn is from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. Aquarius is from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. Pisces is from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. And then you back at Aries. Okay? So not only is you here in the Gemini, but now we know you're around about 11 o'clock. So we know that every day around about 11 o'clock, there's something that you can do. We also understand that you're in the physical time of life, the low tide, which the low tide is also going to mean the what? The new moon. Okay? Also, you want to learn about the waning moon. Okay? The new moon and the waning moon. The spiritual time, the high tide, is going to be what? The full moon. Okay? And then the waxing is what you want to know about. Okay? Because the waxing is going to give you more opportunities, because the waxing has the same characteristics as the full moon, while the waning has the same characteristics as low tide or the new moon. So therefore, you capitalize on more opportunities during the month to understand where you're going. So because you're in the low tide, you're in the time of life that's going to be requiring more physical activity, then guess what? You need to make sure that you're able to initiate. You're in your initiate and inner insight phase of life. You're in your initiate, which means starting. Okay, the planting of the seed. Okay, right here is the planting. This over here is the harvesting coming down this way, and this would be the flood. Okay, so you're in the initiation and inner insight phase of life about the physical abilities that you have during this paradigm. If your body is unfit to go through and pass the physical PT test, you might not make it out of this paradigm. The one that you're currently in, you might not make it around this curve. So you see how you're almost at the top of the mountain? Then think about that in your life. Think about that in your life. Whoever just gave me that goddamn birthday, fresh cookie. Think about this in your life, fresh cookie. You're almost at the top of the mountain in your life. But this is a low tide. So this is about starting. This is about initiating. This is about inner insight. But this is also about physical energy. You need the physical energy to do what it is that you're trying to do. Okay? And the two things that you got to deal with physically, the two health conditions that you want to have to deal with physically, because you are in that third deacon of Aquarius, is that you're going to have to watch out for your movements. Okay, you're going to have to watch out for your movements. All right, and another thing that you're going to have to watch out for is not only just your movements. Okay, but you're also going to have to watch out for your circulation, your blood circulation. Okay, your blood circulation and your movements. Also, with a 214, if you break that down as a model number, you got 2 plus 14, which is going to give you the 16, which is going to give you 6 plus 1, which is going to give you the 7. You got the 1987, which is 18 plus 7, which is 25. So you got 7, right? 2 plus 5 is 7. So you got 7 plus 7, which is 14. 1 plus 4 is going to be 5. So you are a life path 5, or what we call in this particular owner's manual, you are a model number 5. 5, we just talked about here way before I got here. 5 was associated with what? The earth element. So high blood pressure, stress, your thyroid issues, your weight, your metabolism, doubt and trust spiritually, doubt and trust issues with you. Been a conspiracy theorist, always not been able to believe folks, not having trust in folks. I know you've been hurt, but your doubt and trust can cause you to have issues, okay? And then also you want to watch out for your stress and your instability issues. Hopefully I just helped you right then and there, Fresh Cookie. All right, Fresh Cookie, we do want to hear from you. Fresh Cookie, we do want to hear from you. So let the people hear from you. Let them know what I just said. Let them understand what I just said, all right? So the biggest time for you is going to be 11 a.m. in the morning. 11 a.m. in the morning. You want to watch out. You're in your low tide. So you want to be planting, starting, initiating, get that inner insight. You want to be able to ride this wave, this physical time of life, keep your body fit so that you can get through this time of life, man. You're going to be okay. All right? What was that being said? Fresh Cookie, where you at? Because I still ain't heard nothing. If you guys are not going to comment, please do not come on to the live, all right? If you're not going to comment back, please do not come on to the live. This is not a live about your love life, okay? Even though we could tell you about that too, this ain't what we do here. We are about health. How can I live long with this information? How can I live long with this information, okay? The elites don't want thinkers, they want workers. Yes. I'm here taking it all in. That's what Fresh Cookie said. I ain't worried about you taking it all in. Was it accurate in any way? Right now, you're in Gemini. So that means that you've been going through some stuff about your siblings. You've been practicing, you've been growing and developing on your communication between what you got going on between your sisters and brothers. If you got sisters and brothers, that's what you've been going through. Communicating with them and trying to get everything on the right level. But also, this communication is about how you communicate with yourself, right? So you've been growing and developing this skill set here. That's what you've been going through for these little last, I would say, because you, what, I said, what, 37? So you 10, 20, 30. Yeah, so you mean 37. So that's what it's something about your siblings, fresh cookies, and your communication with your siblings or somebody that you would call a brother or sister in this time and space. That communication is what you've been working on. Writing notes, you're on point, and then calling you soon. Oh, fresh cookie did. Okay, so she did chime in. Okay. Or they did chime in. I don't know if that was a he or she. I'm fighting my sleep also, Goku. Don't fight sleep because that's where your most highest consciousness is at, Goku. If you fight your sleep, you're fighting your higher self. If you fight your sleep, you're fighting the feminine energy. If you fight your sleep, you're fighting your healing. If you fight your sleep, you're fighting your parasympathetic nervous system. If you fight your sleep, you're fighting your melatonin. All of those things I just named is the shit that heals you. So when you fight your sleep, that's the wrong thing you want to do. Okay, I'm 4/16/64. So 4/16/64. Let's put you on the wheel of life. 4/16/64. Y'all know I love to do my old, cause you know them my kinfolk. You know your mama is my mama, your grandmama my grandmama. So I gotta love everybody the same. All right. So 4/16/64. All right. So from 321 to 421 is gonna make us a what? It's gonna make us an Aries. All right. Okay, so from 321 to 421 is gonna make her Aries. She was born in they were born in 4/16. This is user 242. All right, 4/16/24. Right, so we know that 4/16, you got the first 10 days, then you got the next 10 days, and so that's the third decan of Aries. Okay, the third decan of Aries. So you're right here. Okay, third decan of Aries. Now, you were born in 64, so we know that you are 61 years old. So we're going to say 3, 13, 23, 33, 43, 53, 56, 59, 61, 62, 65. So you want to right here, 61, 62. So you're right around here in this Libra. Okay, so you're in the third decan of Libra. All right. So your whole goal is to make it back here. Your starting point is your finish point. Your whole goal is to make it back here, but you're now currently in the third decan of Libra. So right now, I can tell you off the rip, that there are some partnership, there are some relationship issues going on that is ending for you, that is changing. Okay, user 242. There are some relationship or partnerships that you done got into that is ending, that is changing for you. Okay, right now as we speak, you're in that time frame. You're also in the spiritual time of life. So this is the time of life where you should be more spiritual, meaning be more prayerful, be more meditative, be more magnetic, be more thoughtful. Bring things to you here instead of going out and doing things with your body. Bring things to you with your mind instead of usurping or exerting a whole lot of physical energy, because that ain't the time of your life that you in. Yeah, now you may be only 61 years old or whatever, but I'm trying to tell you that this ain't a physical time in your life. This is the spiritual time in your life. So you need to just bring things to you, draw them closer. Use your prayer life, use your request line, use your prayer line, use your meditative fortitude, use your thought life to start to bring and magneticize the life that you want to live for these next duration of the years. Because if you start to get out here and start to try to keep doing physical labor, you ain't gonna make it. Your body gonna run down in this time. Okay. Now, the thing that you should be looking out for, born in a 214, is going to be the third deacon of Aries. You want to watch out for your concentration, and you also want to watch out for your excrement, so your kidneys. Concentration, focus, concentration and focus mentally, and your kidneys are going to be things that you want to watch out for. User 242. Okay, and you see already they saying, "Wow, you are right." All right, but you're in that spiritual consciousness of life. All I'm just pinpointing you right now. There's a relationship or partner that you are ending. First, you started it, you was in the middle of it, and then now things are changing in that dynamic. Was it's ending or not? I'm not saying it's ending. I'm saying it's things are changing in your partnership or relationship. That's what I know for sure, and it's been happening in since the last year or two. Okay, and that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. That's different. And I can tell you about what's really. I narrow your ass down on this goddamn GPS. You'll be surprised. I narrow your motherfucking ass down. And you see user 242. I don't know this person. They said, yep. 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 ATL, baby. Y'all keep tapping. I'll keep talking. All right. Coming live from South Africa, man. Y'all keep tapping. I'll keep talking. So again, you see how pinpointing this is. Now, obviously, you get more information with your owner's manual for your little funky measly $50. You get the herbs. You get all of this other information. We can also tell you about compatibility. We also have that for $25. If you guys are interested in your compatibility perfect match charts, you can get that as well on the website for $25. But what we really try to do is we want to stay in our wheelhouse, which is your health. Okay, a healthy mind can find the right woman. A healthy mind can find the right man. A healthy mind can find the right job. A healthy mind can find the right business. A healthy mind can find the right opportunity. A healthy mind can find the right country, the right neighborhood, the right life. We focus on the healthy mind. Okay? We focusing on the healthy mind. I have an itching in my left knee. That ain't no disease, so I don't know what it is. I'll be back. I need to look up more higher self. I just need the truth about my body. All you got to do is get your owner's manual to know about it. Ain't no need of you going back looking for other folk. There's no definitive information that's going to be more defining than mine. Okay, because we're going back to nature. So in all of your looking, the Bible talks about a lot of us that's like that, right? Where we're forever learning, but yet coming to the acknowledgement of. So in all you're getting, get understanding, get some reciprocity, get some healing. So you know how many folk got dialysis that been looking for kidney cures. You know how many folk got cancer that's been looking for cancer cures. You know how many folk got high blood pressure and diabetes that been looking for high blood pressure and diabetes cures. Do you know how many people dealing with autoimmune disease has been looking for autoimmune disease cures, and they still got the diseases? They searching just like you. You know how many people been searching and find Alan Watts, and they searched and they found Dr. Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark, and they searched and they found Dr. Sertima, and they searched and they found Dr. Phil Valentine, and they searched, they found and they searched and they searched in Nature Boy, and they searched and they found Banging on the Beast. Y'all don't even know who Banging on the Beast is, but General Seti. And they searched and they found Chancellor Williams' book, and they searched and they found Emma Dupree, and they searched and they found that George Washington Carver was an herbalist, and Harriet Tubman was an herbalist, and they searched and they found all these different people, all these different gurus of Ayurvedic and Chinese healers, but they still got their disease. So all you're getting, apply to know the truth about something. Folk been searching, and you're going to keep on searching because you don't know what you. I had a lady the other day said, oh, I stopped by your page and I heard this and that and the third. And then the next 5 minutes she said, well, give me my refund because I think I found something better. There is no honest to God way that you can find something better than this. But I know where you at. And so I know you so hungry that somebody else got you where I had you. Listen to what I just said. Somebody else got you, but I had you where you needed to be. But because you're so sick and you're so tired of spending money and you're so tired of going through the rat race, you don't fucking know what is right and what's wrong. You don't know what to eat. You don't know what medications to take. You don't know what herbs to take. You don't know what programs to do. You don't know if you eat this or do that diet or do this, because they got you confused and they got you so many options that you don't know which one to choose from. And that's why I'm trying to iterate to you guys on these lives to TikTok and YouTube, that this is not something that you have to believe in for it to work. It's not something that needs anything from you. That is not a transactionary situation right here. You don't need to do shit for this to work for you. But pay a funky measly $50 for you to get it for your birthday. That's it. Outside of that, it's gonna work for you. And you get this for the rest of your life. You'll have this in the palm of your hand. It's going to tell you about your spiritual tendencies, so you can start going to your therapist and your psychologist, knowing where you need to work on. Your pastor, telling them what I need to work on. It'll have your foods and your herbs, so you can start going to your dietitian or your nutritionist. You can start going to your doctor and letting them know exactly where of the person and the responsibility of the individual, which is your responsibility. Your health is responsibility. And so we're teaching you how to fish for a measly $50 instead of wanting you to come every day to my fish shack and shop with your boy. Okay? And the only reason I don't want to see you every day is because I don't want to go to work every day. I want some days off. So if I feel like I teach you how to fish, I can have some days off. If I got to keep fishing, frying fish for you, I don't get no days off. And right now, I've been working 7 days a week for the last 8 years in your boy time. Okay? We're gonna teach you how to fish. I changed my business description, and we're gonna teach y'all how to fish. Fuck that shit. I ain't finna open up no fish restaurant. Hell no. I don't want no herb shop. Hell no. I ain't finna open up that. We're gonna teach y'all how to fish. We're gonna get on what it takes to get wealthy and healthy, and what it takes to get all this stuff. And we just gonna tell it to you. We're gonna just tell you. Get it to you how it is. One more birthday real quick. Let's get us up to 100K. We got about 3,000 more likes. It looks like to get us up to 100K. All right. I got about 28 more minutes with you guys. We want to do another birthday, but let's get us up to 100K first. Okay. If you have family, friends, loved ones, and they never seen this shit before, tell them to come on in. If you have friends and loved ones, they never seen this before. If your daddy is a pastor, a bishop, and he don't know what the hell you finna do for him, but it's his birthday, and I want him a consultation with me, tell him to come on in. The water's fine. Come on in, the water is fine. Okay? We're going to take care of him. You don't have to believe in it for it to work for you and your family. This is the future of healthcare. And this is what we call the sun's ecliptic. Okay? All right. So we at 100K. Let's go ahead and do it at the count of 3. 1, 2. All right. Come on. Hold on. Whoa. This thing started taking off. So Kiwi Chicks. Okay. Kiwi Chicks, 4/30/1973. Okay, Kiwi Chicks is 430.73. That is going to be your manufacturing date. So every owner's manual come with, so let's just put this up here. Okay, every owner's manual has a manufacturing date. Okay, for a measly funky $50. Every owner's manual has a manufacturing date and a model number. Yours is 430.73. Okay, so 430.73. Let's go ahead and track you on this GPS system, and let's watch. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Kiwi Chicks, I'm gonna walk you through your life. If it sound good, it do. If it don't, it don't. But I want you to keep it real with us as I walk you through. Okay. So 430 to 430.73. So 421 to 521 is going to make this person a Taurus, right? 421 to 521 is going to make her a Taurus. She was born in the first decan of Taurus, right? So because that's 431. So that's the first decan of Taurus. So we're going to put her right here. I'm going to put her right on the outside. Okay, the first decan of Taurus. All right. Your whole point, Kiwi Chicks, is to get back to Taurus, which will make you 120 years old. Okay. You're currently being born in 1973. You're 6 years older than me. So you're going to be 52. Okay. So now let's do the count to see where you're currently at. This is the destination, but your current location is you're 52 years old. So because you were born in the first decan, you did all 10 of Taurus. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 2. All right. So you are also right here in Libra currently. And for the last 2 years, you have also been about partnerships and relationships. Now, the thing about it with you that's different from the other person, Kiwi Chicks, is you're just starting. So for the last 2-3 years, you're just starting. Okay, just starting this partnership relationship phase. Something has just started. Okay, something has just started. The last 2-3 years, something has just started in your life, forming the partnerships and relationships. Now, when it comes to the health, okay, when it comes to your health, you were born in the first decan of Taurus here. So we know that the nose, okay, your nose and your sexual desire, your nose and your sexual desire, your nose and your sexual desire. Something going on with nose issues. I don't know if it's sinuses. I don't know if it's your sense of smell. It's something going on with your nose issues, and also your sexual desire are going to be the key things that you want to focus on health-wise. Now, what we can also tell you spiritually is that when you break down this number, 4 plus 30 equals 34, that's 7. 17 plus 3 is 20, so 7 plus 2 is 9. So you are a model number 9, which means that you're also going to be a element fire. Okay? Your sun signs is a Taurus, which is an earth sign. The opposite of a Taurus is a Scorpio, which is a water sign. So you are earth, water, fire individual. Okay? Earth, water, fire individual. Your main spiritual tendency is going to be attachment issues. Okay? Attachment issues. Okay? Your main spiritual tendencies is attachment issues, Kiwi. And then your main physical issue is going to be the nervous system. Okay? Off the rip, off the bat. Your main spiritual tendency is attachment issues. And then your main physical tendency is going to be things going on with your nervous system. Mood swings, can't hardly sleep, vitamin D deficiencies, all of these different things. All kind of nervous system because of this